Eat My Steel, like I was saying, is a really sensational, fairly new, but sensational runner for someone who's fairly new. Has had some great results in the weekly races, and this should be a really great matchup. Thirwolf, this is no easy race for Thirwolf. So we're going to find out what happens here today. So actually, I missed it. We got to take another look here. That was the hint shop. We have a hint shop on the opening screen. That book might be getting some use today.
I see we are in Mirrored Overworld tonight.
Yes, we are. I was waiting for you to notice that. So yeah, that means that some of the screen scrolls are going to be opposite of what you would expect. So, for example, you can't scroll into the Lost Hills. You have to go the normal way if you want to get to the vanilla level 5 location. Things like that are different because of the different borders on the other side.
Yeah. In fact, both maze areas, can't be circumvented properly. So
that is true. Lost Woods have the same problem. So we did find one of the gambling districts, and we have now found Act 1. The question is this the good Act 1 or the not as good Act 1?
That could still be either way.
It could. I think it would be under those two columns.
Oh, we're going to find out.
We're going to get a map, so we're going to confirm right now. That is a first quest level 1.
That's
nice. we have first quest 1 to 6 tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say that is nice to see. First quest levels 1 to 6 is relatively tame in comparison to its second quest counterpart. Still no slouch without a sword, but
yeah, you still are gonna have no swords in this. That's why we call it the all boards, no swords. You're doing all the levels with no sharp pointy things.
Now, the good thing about this particular level 1 is that we've got the 2 items. One in the cellar, and of course one on the ground.
That is correct. So we're going to keep an eye out to see what item is picked up here. But because we know it is the first quest level 1, this is a level they will want to do as soon as they can get access, because as you see, the key doors are kind of limiting their access.
And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do the pirouette trick in this particular area, so...
That is correct.
Now, there is a secondary trick that you can do while you're in a dungeon, where you can, up an A when you're on, specific screens, and that will allow you to open doors on the entrance. But, you have to find the right circumstance for that, and it looks like we've got a level 5 here on Eat My Steel side.
So that's another level that he is not exploring right now. I think he's going to do some more exploration of the overworld, and maybe come back to the level later, it looks like, because I didn't get a good look at that first screen to see what the circumstance was. I'm going to assume maybe he needed a bomb to get in or something like that.
Ooh, speaking of bombs, we've got 3 rupee bombs here.
64 rupee arrows as well.
Let's see what our secret is. Wow, that's a maximum medium.
We saw that on Thirwolf's side already. He already had 41 rupees, so that's his second secret that he's picked up. We just neglected to mention, Eat My Steel has not found any of the secrets yet, so we still have a large and a small secret out there, but with that being a maximum medium secret, we could be having a big money seed here.
Yeah, especially since the bombs rolled way down in the, price.
So those bomb upgrades can definitely come into play today, which could be useful if we have any kind of beefy dark nuts in there.
Okay, our cheap meat is 62 rupees. We still don't know what the levels 7 through 9 are going to be, but we know that there's going to be a bait block somewhere in one of the levels. Hopefully there'll be first quest. Well, here's level 4. But yeah, both of these races would prefer to see level 7 through 9 be first quest.
We have a dig dog. Unfortunately, that one's not locking anything, but because the door behind it was a locked door and the other 2 doors were open, key was on the ground, so nothing is in that room that Thirwolf still needs.
Here's level 7.
But that dig dog could still be blocking something later. We have bunnies.
We have bunnies. And I'm thinking that we are in first quest level 7 through 9.
Yeah, based on that movement, I would say That is very possible.
Yeah,
I think it is, actually. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be.
First quest all the way down.
It is first quest all the way, that is. So no walkthrough walls tonight, it looks like.
And of course, that also means no second quest rooms.
Exactly.
Also, nope, that's an old man. Or is it?
Well, that's Link.
Well, if that's Link, then that means that's our bait block.
It could be. I don't know that tile said enough to say either way, but I'll take your word for it if it is. So we are getting an attempt from Thirwolf to try to clip into the block here. He just got nailed by a bat, so that didn't work very well. He's going to move on and reset the room. May come back and try it again. There's some bombs in there if he needs them, but he's still pretty good right now. He might just torch a few of the bats and back and forth so we can get out of that staircase safely.
Now, since we know this is first quest, we know that this is going to be our item. So the question is, which item is it going to be? Is it going to be useful?
Keep in mind, we have not found the Armos item yet either, and still no information about the coast, so those are still at large as well. This would be our first item.
Yeah. I think eatmysteel is going to be discovering that Armos item.
Nope.
Not here. Oh, okay, I see. So it's the power bracelet at the Armos. And hey, we've got ourselves a boomerang.
All hail the Lord Banana Pickup, as we are going to have a boomerang as the first weapon tonight. That means that we are going to be firing that thing around.
And finding a boomerang as your first item is not the worst thing because, you know, one of the biggest advantages is the ability to, you know, group all the enemies together to stun them, and then you can let loose with a bomb.
Exactly. The boomerang is much more useful than some people would have you let on, especially even if you have a lot of powerful weapons. Just having boomerang to stun an enemy so you can walk through them without taking damage can be very useful. It does take a second or so to do that, but it can be very useful.
Yeah, I would say during All Boards No Swords flags, I'd say there's no room to be a boomerang snob.
No, this particular kind of I don't want to just say this particular flag stuff, but this kind of race in general, when you have a sword not available, it forces you to be a lot more creative with your items, knowing that some enemies you can normally kill everything with a sword. Now you have to use different items to kill different enemies, and it makes you be a lot more creative with your items.
Now, it looks like we're getting word from chat that the red ring was our coast item.
Ooh, that was a good find. So when the ladder comes into play, I have a feeling both runners will want to pick that up.
Indeed.
Thirwolf making the left exit from the Lost Woods, which is how it works in Mirrored Overworld. No burn bush in that location, unfortunately. So we're going to try this one. It does open up. An Octorok falls. By the way, those Octoroks fall to the boomerang. They're squishy tonight.
Okay, I'm having some serious deja vu here.
So am I, actually. My last seed was that too. But anyway, staying with this race, we might have our... No, we're not going to have our Armos item here. So, looks like eatmysteel's checking... Nope, he is checking vanilla level 6. Looks like he was going to skip it for a second.
I was also informed that the power bracelet was our Armos item.
Ah, okay. Yes, I see that now.
Yeah. Yes, Mirrored Overworld. So, as you can see, everything is, you know, flipped horizontally.
And we are in level 5 right now. Now, while we have a Mirrored Overworld, the levels are the vanilla shapes, and they are in the normal order, except for the rooms inside being different, obviously. So we do have level 5. This is our first quest, level 5.
Well, look
we already
at
have
that,
the red candle.
Or the red candle right away. That's going to be great for Thirwolf, because that is going to be some repeatable offense. It's only going to be wood sword damage, but, you know, there's a lot of enemies that, you know, fall pretty easily to the red candle. Now, unfortunately, the whiz robes and the Pulse voices are not, and the dark nuts are not going to be any of them. For those, you are going to need some special equipment, such as the wand, or the bow, or just bombs, because that's the only thing that's going to be able to phase a dark nut. Sorry, not a dark nut, a whiz robe.
So Thirwolf is taking that red candle back to level 1. He wants to see if he can take it now that he has a few keys.
Now, the good thing about this being all first quest levels is that we're probably not going to be too key starved. Because, you know, when we find level 2, we've already found level 5, they tend to be very, very key rich. The level 1's got a fair amount of keys as well.
It does. Oh,
There's
free Triforce.
That's good to see. Anything in here? No, there isn't. And it looks like we already have a stepladder, too, looking at Thirwolf's side. Oh, okay, yes, that's right. So Thirwolf must have picked up the stepladder.
I didn't see where that was. Where was that?
Yeah, well, I saw the ladder in Thirwolf's inventory.
He must have. Was it here in level 1?
It must have.
It had to be, yeah.
We'll find on we'll be able to recheck it on eatmysteel side when he finally enters into level 1.
Yeah, he grabbed it way too quick. I didn't catch it, unfortunately. So, yeah, we'll have to reconfirm that. But it had to be on Thirwolf's side. Yeah, it had to be in level 1. Probably
Yeah.
had the Eagle last chat to say.
So that means there's one item left here in level 1, and it's going to be in a staircase room.
That's right. And there are no transport staircases in level 1. It is just the one item staircase here. So we are going to, when we see that staircase, which could be, I think it can still be a push block, so it could be here.
Yeah, this definitely has the potential of being a staircase room.
So once we find it, we're going to see what it is. Once we kill this bat.
Unfortunately, a key drops, so we know that there's going to be nothing in this room.
Unfortunate.
Other than the key.
Oh, that Gorilla was not nice.
This is probably going to be a heart or a key or maybe a map. Or not the map, the compass. Nope, just a key. But that is Aquamentus's room, and it has an item on the floor.
Yeah, that's normally a boss heart from Aquamentus, obviously, so yes. Speaking of, there is the boss heart.
Well, there's the compass, but we already... Oh. Have we already seen every... Oh, no, I don't think we've gone off to the right.
We've not gone to the right. We have not gone to the right yet. That's
Yeah.
one thing we've not seen.
Look at that. Thirwolf already has 6, well, now 5 keys.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of keys.
Oh, you know what? That's our bait block right there.
Yeah, that's probably the bait block. Not really blocking anything.
And it looks like eatmysteel is also going to be picking up that boomerang. Oh, and here we go.
There's the other boomerang.
Magic boomerang. Wow. First 2 items, and it's in sequential boomerangs.
I'm sensing vanilla item order in this scene, which is kind of scary.
Yeah. Many players opt to avoid the magic boomerang only because it takes a while to return back to you. Unless, of course, you know, some players are the opposite. Let's not talk about the boomerang wars.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that.
Ooh.
60 for the large secret.
Wow.
You know what? Normally I would say that is horrible, and it really is for a large secret, but the fact that we have a good 40 maximum medium secret, I can accept a 60 in this case. I don't like it any more than the runners I'm sure will, but I think we can still get by without the extra large secrets.
Yeah. Especially since, like I said, the bombs were cheap. So they're not going to worry about having to pay, 40 rupees for a single pack of bombs.
Exactly. We're going to get by okay. I think, like, one bomb upgrade And that should be plenty. There's our magic sword, I think, by the way. Well, so far, a lot of the enemies on the overworld seem to be overworld enemies. A lot of the enemies in the underworld seem to be underworld enemies.
Well, I saw some Stalfos on the overworld.
So something took their place in the dungeons. I'm wondering what it was.
Yeah, I saw it right there on eatmysteel1's side.
Oh!
It was the step ladder.
Okay, we're getting the warp staircases. One is to the raft spot. That one gets an F from me. One is down the coast. That one's okay from the first one. And we're gonna kill these some of these Lionels and check out the coast. We're not gonna see the full staircase yet.
One of the sorry to interrupt. One of the good things about that being in the raft spot is that it means that Thirwolf can screen scroll into the coast raft spot. And of course, while the game will never consider screen scrolling to be in logic, it does mean that Thirwolf, if there's anything good at that raft location, Thirwolf can actually skip getting the raft entirely.
Yes, that's going to be a good step for him to not have to spend the extra, I don't know, about 10 seconds picking up the raft, or more, whatever the amount of time is. So that's definitely a good step for him. Speaking of which, he's got the coast item right now. That's the red ring, so he's better armed for defenses right now. So that will save him some time for the raft, and he will also have the knowledge that the raft is required, which eatmysteel may not have until he gets the warp staircases himself. And over here near the coast, we have an item location, or cave location, with a door repair. I'm going to get a look at what that number is. Vanilla 20.
So, yeah, so the good news is, though, is that the more... Ooh, well, there's level 9.
Level 9, and that looks like a vanilla hue today. A nice silver. Being confirmed in chat, it did look like they were pretty chunky today, but they looks like the buyers have more than 4 HP in their hit point calculations, so they're not going to go down easy today. They're going to be bats every time.
That'll be quite sad because that takes one of the bomb dropping enemies out of the pool.
It does.
If the buyers are in the dungeons, then that means that it's going to be a lot more difficult to find bombs. Now, one of the good things, though, is that this doesn't have any dark nuts or... the gorillas are in here, so that's not a worry, because the red gorillas will always drop bombs. What you don't want to see is you don't want to see those beefy Vyres in a room full of whiz robes and dark nuts.
No. That can be super annoying, having to chase those bats around.
Well, it's not just that, though. It just means that, dark nuts, red dark nuts, and red whiz robes are your only source of bombs. And unless you have a wand, you can't take down those dark nuts without bombs. And you just can't take down the whiz robes without bombs, regardless.
That's right. Looks like Thirwolf is trying to farm some of those lines, or at least get them out of the way so they don't bug them later. We use the clock to take advantage of that. And he's going to eventually be getting the secret spot, but not before he finds Act 2. And eatmysteel does upgrade his boomerang.
Well, I can't really blame him in this sense. I mean, the wooden boomerang is definitely plenty, and ooh, we got ourselves some bubbles here.
Yeah, the red bubble in the middle of the Chevy room, that is not a very good platform for a red bubble to be on. You pretty much almost have to walk through it most of the time.
Yeah. And for those of you who are unaware, the bubbles, since this is a swordless tournament, the bubbles don't take away your sword. It takes away your ability to control yourself properly. It actually inverts your controls.
Now, later on in the Elite 8 Plague set, it's actually a randomized curse. That is still one of the options for the randomized curse. But in the Elite 8 Plague set, which is the round that these runners will advance to next if they win tonight, they will have the inability to use sword will be one of the random curses. So will the randomized controls, but you're also the invert controls. But you're also going to have the ability for Link to go slower as a possible curse, which can really affect some runners' movement.
I was gonna say, I say that would be that's the worst curse of all, because, of course, these are speedrunners. They gotta go fast.
Exactly. So we're not having to deal with that tonight, though. We just have the inverted controls, and Thirwolf gets some blue bubbles, so he is healed of his curse.
And our tiny secret is just one above, vanilla. So 11 rupees for a small.
That's still okay. And there's a key. Now, we do know the item in level 2 is a floor drop, so we're going to have to keep our eyes out for a floor drop here. Oh, we were hearing a noise. We didn't see anything for a moment. So there's a Triforce on the ground being guarded by some Grease. You don't have to kill them to get the Triforce, you just get the Triforce.
Now, one of the things that is entirely possible is that one of those bomb drops could actually be our item, because the white sword has been shuffled into the mix. But because there is no white sword, it would just be, well, there we go.
Whoa!
Recorder.
Well, that's what you call a nice room. You get to take out a Ruby boss, you get some music.
And
so that's
2 on Thirwolf's side.
Yeah, that's pretty free level 2 in that sense. So level 1 was pretty gentle. Level 2 was pretty gentle. This could be a gentle seed for all we know. So, or it could be a case where you're getting free Triforces on the ground being lulled into a false sense of security. We're going to find out later when we get to the later level.
Now, I'd like to hope that it's a gentle seed. But even though Thirwolf is having, some good routing and some luck right now, doesn't mean that it's not going to be a slog for Eat My Steel.
We're already having calls in chat for 9 to have a Gleeok in every room. Okay, then.
That's not possible given the flag sets.
It is not. You're absolutely right.
But also...
But 8 maybe.
Yeah, 8... Well, I believe there's only 3 Gleeoks that you can actually find. Okay, wow. That was our vanilla white sword item.
Well, then. And when we say vanilla white sword item, the bombs replace the swords. So, yeah, both swords are replaced by bombs in the vanilla locations today. Of course, one was going to be bombs anyway, the magical sword. But we now know that one of those would have been the white sword.
So, that's both good news and bad news. I mean, it's good news because you've gotten the item out of the way. It's bad because it's, nothing very important.
Yeah, you really want to get a item that is useful in the white sword location for that.
So Chad's asking, who's Fred? Fred Coughlin is the creator of this fair randomizer, and so sometimes we like to shout his name whenever something is quote unquote vanilla. So if something does not look like it's been shuffled, it's kind of a thing that we like to do in the community.
It's just a joke in the community. It's not. So when you see people in chat all yelling "Fred," that's what it is. Different people have an opinion of whether that's something they like or not. That's really up to the individual person to decide what they think about that. Some runners will do that regardless, or some people will do that regardless, and it's just a meme in the community. But that is who Fred Coughlin is. He is the creator of it, and it's because of him that we get to have all these tournaments with all these different weird flag sets to see what we can do here.
There's nothing here at the burn clip spot.
Off to another clip.
And the other thing, too, for those who may not have noticed already, we do have a mixed overworld. So that means that, some first level quests and some second level quests may or may not open. Well, Dig Shake, you know that the joke has been beaten into the ground when you're playing your own randomizer that you've created, and people are still yelling Fred when something isn't randomized properly. That's how you know a joke has gotten out of hand.
We might get another chance to hear that whistle tune in a moment, because we do have the... Ladies and gentlemen, name that tune.
I think that's Gemini Man stage.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you're right, actually, on Gemini Man. And, Valkyrie Tierra is correct. That same music, I think, also, I'm not actually, now that I think about it, they each had their own unique, so it could be Gemini Man or Needle Man, she says, but, I think it is Gemini Man.
Yeah, it would be Gemini Man stage. I think Needle Man has a little bit of more of an up-tempo.
Anyway, enough about flute music. We'll get to listen to that more as we go, I'm sure, when we have Dig Doggers on the way. So, for now, eatmysteel is going to not pick up the map for level 2. He knows very well what a crescent looks like. Oh, he hit the clock, and now the blue bow will not activate.
Oh no.
So he remains cursed. He has to leave the room if he wants to have another shot at that blue bubble. Oh, they're all right there. Just go down there and grab them.
Here's a potential item staircase here in level 7.
Now, there are transports in level 7 as well, so it may not be. But it is.
In this case, it is, and it's the heart container.
So, again, an item that is crossed off the list, but not an item they want to see.
Yeah. The items that they do want to see is they want to see the bow, they want to see those silver arrows, plus they also want to see the magic wand. Since this is a swordless tournament, usually Ganon can only be defeated by using the sword. That's why, in previous iterations of swordless, there's always been you get to Ganon, and, once you get to Ganon, that's the end of the game. But in this...
I was going to interrupt you for a second there to say, just if you saw eatmysteel, he was doing the boomerang strats on the ropes in that room, and then used one bomb to kill them all. Very nicely done.
Yes. So anyway, to make a long story short, the Fred Coughlin, the creator of the randomizer, has made Ganon susceptible to the magic wand, and that's one of the items that they will be absolutely required to find in order to finish this seed.
So look at the keys that we're at so far. We have 9 keys on Thirwolf's side, 7 keys on eatmysteel's side.
Are you saying...
I wonder if... Go ahead.
I was going to say, are you saying that the next item they find is going to be the magic key?
No, I was saying, do you think they're going to pick it up if they find it? They have so many keys, they might be like, nah, I can live without it. But yeah, they're probably going to pick it up. By logic, it got to be coming up soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't... Well, that not according to the logic. That's according.
Yeah, according to our logic.
I think that's according to what, Murphy's law.
Yeah, Murphy's Law. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a possibility. There are several, what we call mugger spots, and they can be shuffled to require keys to get past. So that is a very valid point. That's why the any key is such a useful tool to find.
So, Thirwolf is still digging through level 7 here. He already knows what the item is, he now knows where the Triforce is, so he's done level 7. 3 levels already down for Thirwolf, which does not seem normal half an hour into one of these bracket flag seeds. Especially with level 7 being one of those levels.
Yeah, level 7 is one of those levels that you really want to be able to get done very quickly. And so far the enemies in the dungeons have not been terrible, which of course does mean that some of the dungeons coming up are going to be absolutely horrible.
Yeah, the ones coming up are going to be terrifying. Like, here's level 8. We're probably going to have whiz robes here.
That's not necessary. They're going to be guaranteed in level 9.
Yes. The point is more they have to show up somewhere. We know we have bunnies here.
Okay, so we have Pole's Voices. Now, Pole's Voices only have 2 weaknesses since we don't have a sword. And, it looks like we found our Dark Nuts after all.
Yes, Dark Nuts are down here. Zols are in here as well. And some keys. Maybe there aren't any whiz robes in this level. Oh, that's not a good room.
That is not a good room to see at all. And I believe those Pole's Voice might actually be blocking off the lower portion of the dungeon.
They could be, yeah, I think they are. Unless you can bomb left, which is being attempted, you cannot. They are blocking.
Yeah. So there might still be a workaround somewhere, but Thirwolf is not going to take a chance.
Yeah, that's
Oh no, Thirwolf is going to go back in, see if we can, activate a spot, a bombable spot down below, but it looks like there is none.
I was wondering if he might be trying to find another path somewhere, too.
Well, here's another path, potentially.
Well, he has a nice plethora of keys he can use on that door, so he does so. And he gets another one.
Oh, look at that. We found our compass, too.
Yeah, he had that for a little while now.
Oh, okay.
And we found level 6 on Eat My Steel's side, and there's a ladder block, but he has a ladder, so he's across. More bunnies, but go ahead.
As I said, it looks like there might be a workaround after all. Here, okay, that could be an item room.
Yeah. And there are 2 items in level 8, so we obviously want to get both items if we can. Seeing those creatures in one of those rooms is not friendly. They seem to be the primary enemy in this dungeon.
Oh wow, okay, so we've got Wall Masters too.
One of them. One lowly hand. Oh, nice dodge of the Dark Dust by using the Fire Strat, and Thirwolf is going to pick up the raft. He's not going to try and clip into the raft spot. He's just going to pick it up. I guess it makes the coast check easier to do it that way.
It makes the coast check in logic too.
Yeah. It's a good reminder that the coast is in logic.
But I think Thirwolf probably has an idea by now that there probably might not be anything useful on the coast after all. But again, we don't know that for certain.
eatmysteel doing the dangerous proposition of freezing a lot of grabby grabs and bombing them, but he manages to do it safely and is still in the level. Thirwolf dodging one of the hands himself. Hi, Dig Dogger. Fortunately, the door that closed is the one he came in through, so it's not blocking anything.
Interesting.
And there's the Triforce with a potential transit or item room.
It's a transport.
Will this get us below the block room here? No.
It does not, but it does rule this room out as being an item room.
That is correct. That's not an item room anymore.
So that means our other item may actually be below. Now the good news is that if our item is in fact blocked by those Pulse Voices, it means that it can be either it could be the bow or the wand. But whatever one is past there, you know that the other one cannot be in level 9.
Very good point. Very good point there.
Now there is a possibility that one of those two items could be in level 9, and the other one is required to get the. You have to come back and defeat that Pulse Voice room in order to get the other item, or it could be the Silver Arrows, which is also.
They could indeed be the Silver Arrows, because if you just need the regular arrow steel with the Pulse Voice, they still fall in one shot.
Right,
but the Silver Arrows can't be locked by it.
But as long as we don't have any Goma block or other Pulse Voice blocking for Triforces, that bow could be in level 9.
And the logic behind that is, well, if the wand is in level 9, we know the bow could be required. The bow and the arrow could be required if that Silver Arrow is locked behind those Pulse Voice. But at the same time, you can also just take the wand out at level 9 too. So maybe it's not required yet. We'll find out.
Yeah, well, what we're trying to say is there is a potential for a double dip.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, we love to see double dips on commentary and in the, while watching, but I don't think we're going to see a double dip this time, because I believe that's our other item.
Rod
is the wand. But we got the Silver Arrows here in level 6. So
wow.
So neither race are going home empty, at this particular moment.
So at 37:45, Thirwolf has the combat advantage at this point, having the rod in hand. eatmysteel has found the last part of the puzzle, but I don't think Thirwolf is going to have it really hard to. Well, not the last part. One of the other parts of the puzzle. And Thirwolf should not have a hard time finding that. But the question that will remain is, where is that bow? That is still at large, and we're running very quickly out of items that need to be found. So we have the bow, we have the book, we have the magic key.
Oh, did you see what that level 6 was? It was under the, second quest Recorder Lake.
Yeah, I just saw where he came from on the replay, too. So second quest Recorder Lake.
Yep. And also, since that was our second item in level 8, that means that Pulse Voice Blockade is not going to be required.
Yeah, scary as it looks, nothing up behind them. Move on. And that's a useless shot, because now those items are of interest. Yeah, see our vanilla level 1 on Thirwolf's side. We found the key manufacturers. And cheap meat.
So what you're saying is that's the Faxanadu shop?
Sure.
Well, I mean, you've got the meat, and then you've got the keys.
Anyway, we got a small secret for Thirwolf. He's up to 201 rupees now. So there's the possibility that a large secret could max out his bankroll. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to pick up another. Well, now he will, because he just bought some arrows.
Ah, okay. Eat My Steel is going to bomb upwards, and is going to be rewarded with that wonderful Triforce.
Ooh. Thirwolf picking up the medicine. He's happy with 9 hearts, it looks like.
Yeah, 9 hearts in the red ring. I'd say Thirwolf is pretty comfortable when it comes to defense. The only thing that could mess that up is if we ever have a situation where, like, 8 blue whiz robes are required to get through a room.
Oh, that just scares me to think about.
Well, it scares everyone.
And there's our gambling, well, one of our gambling districts. Eat My Steel is going through level 7 right now. We know level 7 is a fairly diggable level, very easy level to dig through. Thirwolf did that very quickly as his 3rd Triforce and item.
Yeah, I believe Eat My Steel is looking for what we know is the heart container here in level 7.
Correct.
You know, at this stage too, you definitely don't want to keep any items on the table. Or leave any items on the table, I should say.
That just reminds us as well, the only item we don't know is level 3.
That's the only location we don't know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once we know that, we know where everything is.
Looks like Thirwolf is going to be heading into level 5. Yeah, with the wand now, be able to clear out these Poles' voices.
Yeah, the buddies don't have a chance.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting shoot room with a blue bubble you're forced to walk over. I'll Eat My Steel side.
Hi, Goma.
Bye, Goma.
And we got Wiz Robes.
We found the Wiz Robes.
But we found the Triforce. So,
in a red bubble curse room, interestingly enough.
I mean, I guess if that's the room that you're going to get Y-Forced, you might as well. So yeah, so we're still missing level 3. And, well, there's something that could be under this recorder spot here.
This could be level 3 right here.
Nope.
Maybe not.
And of course, this being mixed overworld, each of those recorder spots may or may not be a recorder spot.
I almost reacted, but this is level 4. I think we've seen this before.
Yeah, we've seen level 4. I don't think we've seen the Triforce out of 4 just yet. But this is where our magic or our non-magic boomerang was.
Correct. The inferior model, I guess, is the term.
No, the non-magic boomerang. So
okay, they changed that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was using a double negative.
Got it.
Non-magic.
Thirwolf takes a curse from the bubbles. Remembering that Thirwolf's movement is currently cursed. Eat My Steel is back in level 7. I have not seen if he has taken a curse anywhere. In a room full of Gurias right now, the blue variety.
Ooh.
Thirwolf gets that pancake.
By the likes.
Yep, and you may have noticed that the blue Gurias were throwing magic boomerangs themselves. The reason being, once the boomerang is upgraded, the boomerang that they throw is also upgraded. It matches whatever Link has.
Well, it's upgraded visually. It still has the same, yeah.
It has the same strength, yeah. Because, they're not good throwers, basically.
Yeah.
Link is better at throwing those things. So there's the Heart Container for Eat My Steel in level 7. You should find the Triforce in short order.
So if I remember correctly, Eat My Steel has already found where the Triforce is.
Oh, he does. He does have
Yeah.
it. You are right. And he has the same first 3 Triforces the Thirwolf had.
Alright, there's nothing here at Whistle Gamble spot.
So we have 2 graves that Thirwolf is going to be momentarily trying to push. If they give way, they could have level 3. So
Oh,
look at
there's something
this.
here.
That does not. It's medicine.
Letter.
He will take it to get the letter, not the medicine, the letter, you're right. He will take that to find out what the prices are later, just in case he should need another one, in case level 9 turns out to be disgustingly awful, which it could be.
Now, I think it's about time that Thirwolf was to do the, the Death Mountain play. Unless this is level 3 right here. It is not. Now, first we're going to do the rest of the graves, so we'll check this spot here.
And power
There's
bracelet
nothing there.
spots.
Just some money.
He's not going to take that. He might save that for... Yeah, he's going to save that for later.
Yeah, that has a very good chance of being a large secret.
Or a medium. A medium would be too much, too.
Yeah. Where's Thirwolf going? Oh, okay, Thirwolf is going to be screen scrolling over this way to the level 7 recorder spot.
Ding.
And that's a that is a,
It looks like it might have been a door repair, because he tried to get out of there quickly and he succeeded.
Now, we still haven't seen what's over on East Death Mountain. Over by where, Spectacle Rock is. There's, a potential bombable spot over there. There's a whistle spot, and there's a power bracelet spot. So those might have something of value.
At East Death Mountain, or as it is today, West Death Mountain, because of the mirror overworld.
Yep, that is true. West Death Mountain.
Could very well have something, yes.
Well, Death Mountain's basically split into 2 categories: first quest and second quest.
Well, Thirwolf is not stopping to pick up heart. I find that interesting.
He might be leaving that potion on the table.
Maybe.
It's
But level
not a
9
bad
is far
idea.
from here, I think, isn't it?
Well, here's another one. So, oh, okay.
I think he just doesn't want any more hearts. He feels confident where he is.
You know what? I think he's probably considering doing a retry. Because you see one more bomb left, and there's nothing here, and watch.
Good
Retry.
call. Good call, Jigglypuff.
Yeah, there's so many bomb spots up here on Death Mountain. It's a lot easier to just check them all, see if there's anything good, retry. He's definitely not going to go back and get those heart containers because, again, he's confident at 9 hearts.
That's the door repair, but 20 rupees is just a drop in the pocketbook for him.
So anything here at this power bracelet spot?
He might not get to see yet. Nope, looks like it wasn't. He would have, if he went in, we would have still seen it, so nothing there, it looks like.
We would have heard the pause in the music. Okay. And meanwhile,
So still... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
well, you were going to say the same thing.
Yes. I was going to about you, but I'll go ahead. He might still pick up the Triforce in level 5, so he is now at 4 Triforces, and halfway to his goal himself. But neither runner still knows where level 3 is, so this could still go either way depending on level 3.
Not only that, though, neither runner knows where the bow is.
Correct.
And of course, Eat My Steel has the all-important silver arrows. There's level 3
Found
on
it.
Thirwolf's side.
That is the 4th screen in on the top row. He went right by that one. He checked the first 3, but never checked that 4th one.
Yeah, there's a certain order that a lot of the racers like to do because they're used to doing a particular screen scroll to go from one area to the next.
Right.
And when you kind of reverse it, you can't really screen scroll, to those screens. So you may forget to check.
So with Thirwolf now finding level 3, he does have to go back and dig the silver arrows out of 6.
Yeah.
So with that exception, as soon as he finds an item here in level 3, we will know where everything is.
Now we do have Wizrobes here in level 3. Will they pose a problem?
Not so far. The bubbles might.
This is an interesting room here.
There's a shutter door being blocked at the top here. That does get up. There's 3 rooms up there, so that could be interesting.
Yeah.
He's gonna check that first, so he does have to clear the room again.
Just a rupee. Okay, well there's the Triforce. So we know for a fact now that one of the Triforces is wand blocked. Which,
That
I
is
mean,
true.
for Thirwolf, that's not a problem.
But
Yes,
for
I did
eatmysteel1,
roll
it is a
this
problem.
seed. That's why it's rather easy. Yes, I've got the touch, I've got the power.
You know you've got a reputation when they say your seeds are too easy.
Yeah. But, I mean, well, here's the right amount of level 3, and it's, what, the bow? Yep.
It is the bow.
Well, you see, it really doesn't matter who runs the bot. It's just the luck of the draw.
That is exactly what it is. Whoever runs the command just generates the same seed, regardless of who runs the command.
Right. Also, you didn't let me finish. I was going to say, when all hell's breaking loose, I'll be right in the eye of the storm.
No comment. So anyway, Tornado comes along and picks up Thirwolf. Deposits him in the lower corner, which I believe is level 4. He's gonna play 2 more flutes. Looks like he might go to 6, 7... No, that would be 8 at this point, because he doesn't have 6.
I forget if Thirwolf knows where level 6 is located. He's gonna check this power bracelet spot here.
I don't think he has seen level 6. Do you remember where it's located?
Oh yes, that's right. Level 6 was at the second quest, Recorder Lake.
Yeah, that's where eatmysteel came out of, so that is where it was.
Yeah.
Which means Thirwolf is about as far away from it as you can be right now.
Not quite. This is actually in the right location. In fact, I think he's jetting there right now.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
But first he's gonna check the coast.
He's already been on the coast. He has the red ring.
Well, I mean the coast raft spot.
Oh, raft spot, yeah.
He's gonna do the exclusive screen scroll that you can only do in a mirrored overworld.
There it is. And the reason it only works here, you notice the 3 columns on the other side? That screen scroll in the regular overworld would get you stuck in the wall. and nothing important there, so we know that's not going to be of any use. We knew that already.
Yeah.
He didn't.
So yeah, so right now Thirwolf needs to get to that particular spot. But he's gonna check this spot here first.
Eat My Seal is on grave digging duty. Gets his own letter.
And yeah, so it looks like Thirwolf is only one level 6 away from go mode.
Well, once he finds the silver arrows, that will be his go mode, basically.
But he needs to go into level 6. So
yes,
that's a very good question of whether. Well, Thirwolf is probably going to be able to dig out some of these rooms anyway.
There it is.
You know, with the combat advantage.
So it was quite interesting seeing the file names for Eat My Steel at the start of the seed. It said the bell tolls for steel. It's still too early to say that because we don't know what kind of level 9 we have, if Thirwolf will get lost in there or not. But the one thing that is true is that Thirwolf does have a significant lead right now. So if he does win, he will move on. Whoever wins will move on and face the Elite 8 flags in the next race.
At this point in time, I think, yeah, we have, just taking a look at the tracker, we definitely now know that our magic book and our magic key are in level 9.
That is correct, and normally we would do an item recap at this time, because pretty much every item except for the heart container, which is in level 7, and the white sword item, which is the bombs, because we don't have a sword on this tracker, obviously. Those are the only two items.
Of course it rolled 6 bombs.
So yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So sorry, I was gonna say that now that I forgot what I was gonna say, but those two items are the only ones that are not on the tracker. The rest of the items are listed on the tracker, so you can do pretty much an item recap just reading where everything is right there.
Yep, and Thirwolf is now about to discover those silver arrows.
Ding, ding, ding. At 57 minutes and 29 seconds. I can't believe I'm saying this at sub-hour. Thirwolf is in go mode.
Okay, so for chat who wants a recap about where the items are, so in level 1, we had the magic boomerang and the step ladder. In level 2, we had... Yes, level 2 was the recorder, level 3 was our bow, 4 had our regular, boomerang, 5 had the red candle, 6 had the all-important silver arrows, 7 was the heart container, and, level 8 had our, level 8 had our raft and our, the wand, and, the red ring was on the coast, our Armos item was the power bracelet, and our white sword item was the white sword. Bombs.
And we do know by default, obviously, that the book and the magic key are at 9 at that point. And while you were doing that, we did see the prices of the beverages today. It looks like Coke is the winner at 64. Pepsi was 44. And Thirwolf takes a dirt nap.
You know what? I think that's Thirwolf's first dirt nap of the night.
I think it is.
Ow.
I don't know if Eat My Steel, did he take a death anyway?
Oh yeah, he may still have taken at least one death.
It's not been a very horrible seed in terms of combat, that's for sure.
No.
Like last night, we saw a seed that both runners took numerous deaths, but this one has been very, very nice to these runners.
Well, you gotta be ready for anything.
That's right. Thirwolf trying to get the blue bubble. It's being surrounded by red bubbles, as if to say, "Come get it."
There we go. Can
That's
you
it.
keep it? So it looks like the Triforce is all the way down in the tail of the dragon.
Yeah, it is flashing. That was actually the room he died in, as well.
Oh wow. It's not a very happy death then.
No, that one might have made him a little salty. But a pretty quick seed. I don't think he's going to be too upset. He found a shortcut, though. And he found the bomb path. And there it is.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, no, it wasn't the room he died in. I lied then. Okay. He must have died in the room before, because I know he was somewhere down there. I think.
So now it's time for Thirwolf to enter level 9. So, well, here in level 9, Thirwolf is going to be looking for two particular things. First thing he is going to be checking for is, and ooh, we got ourselves Patras. He's going to be checking for single shutter doors. For example, if Thirwolf takes down this Patra and that shutter door does not open, then we know that the princess is going to be behind it. The other thing we are going to be looking for is we're going to be listening for the roar of Ganon. And we're going to be able to hear Ganon's roar from any four of the adjacent rooms to his room.
Let's see if we have a gentle level 9 like we had everything else. This is going to be interesting to see. We do definitely have the light lights in level 9. And you mentioned that we already had a Patra at the very beginning.
And our bunnies are back. It looks like that also means that our Wizrobes... Yeah, well, the Wizrobes are going to be guaranteed.
Yeah.
And eatmysteel has found the bow.
So we're going to get a ladder clip here of some sort. We do know that. This is a room that normally you can't do this, and casual players would be, like people who are newer to the game, I mean to say, would go around a different way to get there. We hear Bacon. We see Bacon. Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 37 seconds, here's Ganon.
Let's see if Thirwolf can get a stun.
Not yet.
Almost.
So we turns out first try we have Bacon for Thirwolf. That means all we need to do now is find the girl. I don't think we've seen the room yet. We would have seen the shutter door open or not open if we had. But if this is found quickly, I don't know if this is, well, we're getting mugged first, but this may not be the quickest seed of the tournament, but it is definitely the quickest seed I have seen, if it is not the quickest overall, for this flag set.
Yeah, I would say this is pretty decent.
This is close to being the quickest, if it is not the quickest, for this flag. There it is!
There's
wow!
Zelda.
I need to get a stat check on that. Let me get the official SRL time, and we need a stat check on this. Our official SRL time, if I can find the right one, yes. Our official SRL time is 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 43 seconds. Can we get a confirmation if that is the quickest seed of the tournament for the bracket flag set? I want to announce that if it is. But anyway, Thirwolf with a masterful showcase through a very, very not difficult seed at all. That was a very nice seed. So that's maybe one reason why it was such a quick seed, because it was not too bad. Here's our record music. You were right, by the way, Jiggly, saying it was Gemini Man. Good call.
Well, sometimes you know them, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. The only one I've ever forgotten was Duck Hunt. So we'll see if Thirwolf wants to join us here. So we're going to follow Jiggly Saint in the meantime while we see if Thirwolf wants to join us. Jiggly Saint does have 5 Triforces. Just needs the ones from level 4, level 6, and level 8 at this point. We need to mark Thirwolf as done, by the way, to invite him in here. So hopefully our tracker can do that. And eatmysteel is checking more caves. I don't know if he has actually seen the... he has... I think he has... He obviously has seen level 6, hasn't completed it yet. I'm fairly sure he's seen level 8, am I correct?
Yeah. Actually, that's a very good question. Yeah, no, I don't think so. He hasn't gotten any of the items out of 8.
Okay, that might be what he's still searching for then. He has... I think he has seen level 4. He does have the boomerang.
Yeah, by the way...
It, so he does have...
By the way... Oh, sorry to... I just want to say, by the way, yeah, you were calling Eat My Steel Jiggly Saint by mistake.
Did I do that?
You did.
Well...
I was wondering...
I didn't know you were doing 2 things, Jiggly Saint. I'm kidding. Anyway, we are joined by Thirwolf in the commentary booth. How are you doing, Thirwolf? GG.
I'm doing just fine. How are you guys doing?
Doing okay. That was quite a seed tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah. The wand was buried deep in 8 in a recorder spot that I guess I'm lucky I checked when I did. Because I didn't check another recorder spot, and I full cleared the overworld till I got to 6.
Yeah, I know eatmysteel was the first to find level 6, but he is going, unfortunately, at a slower pace. In fact, I don't know if he said anything about his file names. His file names were The Bell Tolls for Steel, and it turned out that was prophetic tonight because that was quite a masterful showcase of what turned out to be a very easy seed just because of the way it was routed. You routed it pretty much perfectly, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, getting the ladder out of 1... I mean, first, getting that boomerang out of 4, which was annoying, but I got it, and that sped up things a little bit. Mm-hmm. Red candle out of 5 was great. That was a nice thing. And then ladder gave red ring, and at that point, it's just like face tank everything.
Pretty much. So was there anything in that seed at all that you thought may have given you trouble tonight?
Whenever it's mirrored overworld, I have to kind of rethink, okay, what am I doing here? What's going on with this? That was the initial, oh, we're dealing with this now, huh?
Yeah.
But overall, straight first quest, dungeons, so that seems to be what I keep getting in brackets, but I guess I'm going to Elite 8 flags next.
Yeah, the Elite 8 flags are going to get a lot more interesting, unless you're lucky to roll first quest dungeons and all those seeds again. Otherwise, we're not going to know which dungeon you're in. You're not going to know if the shapes are going to be added as possibilities. So, yeah, things get a lot more interesting in those flag sets, and I've already looked at a couple of those races, and they can be hard to follow along. Even as a commentator, it can be hard to follow along. You're guessing just as much as the runners are.
Yeah, the lack of knowing what level you're in, yeah, that's rough.
Well, that's where having the knowledge of the maps and where things are when you enter levels, comes in pretty handy. But even so, with the shapes, just being able to judge, okay, is this a shapes level or is this like a second quest?
Yeah, you could be looking at a level, what looks like a second quest level, because you're looking at like 4 straight rooms in the bottom of the dungeon, but for all you know, that could still be a shapes level. You just haven't seen a path to the upper section yet, so it's hard to know.
Especially with the absence of those level numbers too. It also makes collecting the Triforces more confusing, especially for the tracker.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a shapes level that looked identical to first quest 8 at the very bottom. It had 4 rooms, it had that 1 room up, and then it all just got crazy, but that was kind of confusing.
That would be. That is a very interesting layout, needless to say. So, while we were talking, eatmysteel did find level 8, by the way, so he is going to start digging for that wand right now.
So it looks like we got a confirmation that the fastest race in this tournament is Karakarn 6 versus Sausage Link with a 101.04.
That's a bracket flag?
Very nice.
If that's a bracket flag,
I think we've had faster during the first 4 the Swiss weeks, but those were a different flag set. So
yeah.
I'm assuming that's a bracket flag set record. So almost a record there for you, Thirwolf.
Oh.
I'll take it given that I full cleared the overworld, because that's a lot of spots.
Jake to say, by the way, did pick up his magic wand, so he's finally going to be on a combat spree right now.
I picked up the what now?
Magic rod.
I did?
Did I say you again? Oh my goodness. Okay, I mean to say eat my steel. I can't get Jake to say eat my steel separated tonight, apparently.
I just say EMS for short.
Yeah, that's not what I mean. They're so completely different. I should be getting them separated. But anyway, EMS has the magic rod now. I'm sure you have one too, Jake. We won't talk about that.
Good night, everybody.
I'm not. No, not that. Anyway, we just passed the dig dogger, and yeah, Thirwolf with probably the second or third best time in the bracket flags. So that was a pretty good race. Now, are you looking forward to racing in those Elite 8 flags?
Oh, I've played a lot of Elite 8 flag seeds just for fun. It's a trial. There's such a variance in what you can end up with. You can either get a really easy seed or just a brutal slug.
Yeah, I'm sorry this seed wasn't brutal enough for you.
I will take that. I am okay with having a nice, easy-ish seed.
It's a vacation seed.
It almost seems nice given that we had almost... in fact, that was probably one of the... only one of 2 or 3 seeds I think I've called that were sub 2 hours. Most of the seeds I end up getting to call in this bracket flags have been really long and really torturous. So, for me, that was kind of like a vacation seed as well. It was nice to call one that was actually fairly straightforward for
Now,
once.
I just want to clarify, though, that, from Eat My Steel's perspective, this may not have been, like, the easiest seed. So,
Right.
saying something is easy is not discounting the fact that, a lot of skill has gone into with both racers.
Exactly.
It's just, I think what it is, the combat was not nearly as difficult. It wasn't a situation with, like, 5 blue Wizrobes and your only bomb upgrade was 2 bombs. So, there's, so it's not fair to say it's real easy. But, yeah, it's definitely not the worst that these flags have to offer.
It's easier compared to some seeds I've seen, is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
It's not easy going without a sword. Not easy at all.
No.
It does take a lot of practice, as you said. So it's just more of a straightforward seed than some of the past seeds that we've seen.
I figure any Zelda 1 seed without a sword is pretty difficult just
Correct.
by itself.
Correct.
But as far as bracket flag seeds go, it wasn't terrible, especially if you routed the right dungeons, luckily.
So we are following Eat My Steel as he continues. He did pick up his level 8 Triforce, so he has 6 of the triangles or Dorito chips, whatever you want to call them right now. And he is going through level 6 now. He, let me just see, that was the Silver Arrow. He did find the Silver Arrow some time ago. So he is working his way for the Triforce right now. Doesn't have a compass to show where that one is. Is getting the bomb upgrade. Is getting the good news of 6 bombs. So he now has 10 keys and 14 bombs. And we didn't even need that magical key tonight. What was it like just finding keys everywhere today? Thirwolf?
Yo, sorry. Spaced out for a bit there.
I was saying, what was it like finding keys everywhere tonight?
I was kind of getting a little worried at the end there when I was down to 3 entering 9. I knew the magic key was in there somewhere. I wasn't going to go out of my way, but I did kind of avoid some key doors a little bit at the beginning until I found Ganon, in which case I'm like, we're fine.
Yeah, Ganon was not too hard to find either in that level compared to, again, to other levels that we've seen.
And other was the princess.
Yeah, that was fairly straightforward.
Yeah, as long as you go straight up and then you kind of go left and go down, you kind of stumble across them.
Now, of course, if you take a different route starting out in that level, then it might be more of a nightmare because you've covered a good chunk of the level by then and taken a lot of staircases. So it really does, again, depend on the individual runner's experience, whether it's straightforward or not, but it just seems straightforward the way it was done tonight.
I did not see a single staircase in my path, which was kind of weird.
That is weird because there's like 6 of them in this level. You have plus 2 item ones, so 14 staircases total somewhere in the level. They must have all been on the left side tonight. Unless Ganon just removed staircases from his level for the seed, I don't know.
Maybe they're behind Zelda.
Maybe.
There's a nice timely clock for Eat My Steel. Looks like you can't go down for any further. Looks like that shortcut is going to be necessary.
So we do have a bomb pack that he's going to skip because he's pretty well stocked on him right now. There is his compass, and he now has his hint that it's right below him. Just has to find a path down there or find the staircase that Thirwolf found. Which I think is this staircase.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, didn't Thirwolf perish in that Darknet room?
Yeah, my one death in 6 was to the Darknuts, yeah.
And it wasn't even required.
No, it's just a shut door to backtrack, and I kind of was 50-50 on trying to kill it or trying to just up A and walk back because I'm kind of lazy sometimes. But they killed me, so that made that decision.
So eatmysteel did find that staircase right down there, and it was the same staircase I thought it was, so he does have that Triforce now. He is off to the lower right corner where level 4 is, or Act 4, I think he called it for him, his is located, but he's currently in the upper part of Death Mountain, so let's try again. And
This is 5.
he's a few screens away, he might just walk from here. Almost got hit by a rock, but he got stuck on the wall. That saved him getting hit.
Yeah, interestingly enough, yeah, the rocks are the only... I think they're the only projectiles that don't go through walls.
Okay, so he is one screen away now from level 4, or Act 4, and he will be... he dodges all the rocks there, very nice, and time to dig for one more triangle, which he has full knowledge of where it is. He picked up that compass earlier.
You do start all the way on one side of the map, and you have to go all the way to the other side, so...
Yeah, a bit of a slog, but now he has the magic rod or magic wand, whatever you want to call it, and he can get through this easily. Even those danger nodes didn't have a chance. Without the magical stick, it's kind of a nightmare to deal with those. I don't think he likes these red bubbles right now. He's trying to avoid them like the plague. But they're just taking the pass that he wants to take, and now he's getting out of the way. Oh, I think he fired through that one.
Oh, yeah, he candle boosted. Okay, that's a good...
Candle
but then...
And that one got him right away. No chance. So all that effort and got it anyway. It's like the game knows.
Well... It does feel sometimes like the game does have some form of sentience.
Yes.
And is also an accomplished artist, too. You know, some of the shapes as well. Really interesting shapes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I remember that one level 8 that looked exactly like a mermaid.
I still remember the Chozo statue, but let's focus not on... I still remember the Chozo statue, but let's focus not on the Chozo statue. Let's focus on the Chozo statue. Let's focus not 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 on the Chozo level designs. Let's focus on what we're getting out of
Right.
this, which is now a Wizrobe fight.
Okay. Well, that's just one bomb, so that's not bad.
Not bad. That Wizrobe didn't have much of a chance. So that is 8 levels done for Eat My Steel. And even an hour, 20 minutes, that's still a fantastic time for getting 8 Triforces in this flag set. That's a fantastic time. Just ran into a masterful performance tonight. If it was any other race, he might still have a chance of moving on.
Yeah, when I've watched his races that he's had so far, he puts up very good performances.
He does. I mentioned before, when I think the first race he ran, I was commentating the Zelda 1 weekly in question, and he mentioned in the chat that it was the first race he had ever won. And I'm going to talk about it because it's the last time we're going to have him in this tournament, obviously. So that's why I'm talking about this. First race he had ever won, and he came 4th place, I believe, in that race. Out of everyone in that race, he came 4th place. And I might be getting mixed up with the second week, but I think it was that first week. And he commented that it was his first race. So I'm like, yeah, I'd never seen you before, but I can't believe that's your first race. I thought he must have been playing Seeds for a long time before he started racing. Maybe he did. I don't know, but it was really neat to see a fairly new runner in the community just putting up fantastic times like that. And he's been getting better and better. In the next year or so, as we go through more tournaments, he's going to probably become one of those more feared competitors because he just keeps getting better and better, it looks like.
Oh, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, a lot of these racers have definitely been improving, more and more. And I mean, it's not easy. I mean, even when it comes to running vanilla randomizer, so to speak. I know for myself, I am more of a casual. I am not really built for doing the races. So I've tried entering a few of the weekly races, and I've really had I've had difficulty of just sort of getting there, or sometimes I just get a little bit tired and I'm done. I don't have the same endurance as a lot of these racers have. So, it does take a lot to, compete.
And I can confirm, as a rather casual player myself, I would be like, okay, I'm 2 hours in, I'm going to take a break. And I decide to take a break, and that's that. I'm not racing anyone, I don't care. But at the same time, when you're in a race setting, you don't have that option. You're going full bore, and if that seed takes you 3-4 hours, you're going 3-4 hours if you want to win that race. And some seeds are like that, and they're just brutal. But doing it blind, as Eat My Steel has already found Ganon himself. So here's Ganon for the second time at 1:22.50. We're going to probably have another finished race very soon by Eat My Steel when he finds Ganon not too far away. So, Eat My Steel is just going to keep getting better and better, and that's the case with a lot of runners, but being one of the fairly new runners, like I said, he's going to be fearsome in about a year from now. Mark my words.
So if you were going to say, what would be the one thing that you think in this race that gave Thirwolf the clear advantage? Lucking into the, or I should say, finding the wand in 8, or...
Are you still there, Thirwolf?
Oh, I thought he was asking you. I don't know
I
how Eat My Steel
I guess
did,
I was just throwing the question out. It's like, what would be like the defining play? That change. That sort of, sort of set the destinies in stone, as it would be. So I know that in a lot of the seeds that I've seen, finding that wand early is usually the biggest giveaway to whether or not a seed is going to be. And there we go. Eat My Steel has completed.
He has, and you're right. Usually the rod is the biggest giveaway to any seed completion to who's going to win the race. And a lot of these races it has. It's just by chance the Eat My Steel did not find level 8 for a while until after Thirwolf already had the magic rod. So for that reason, Eat My Steel never really had a chance to even get his magic stick because he didn't know where the level was. He couldn't dig the level for it. If he had found that level earlier, maybe he would have had it first. Maybe it would have been a even quicker time for him. Closer race, perhaps. But we'll never know because it didn't happen, obviously. No, it's just a hypothetical at this point. We will confirm, though, that his official SRL time in this race was a time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 13 seconds. So do get your GGs in chat for him as we get another confirmation that Gemini Man was the music. And I do see eatmysteel is in the setup room, but I want to just confirm a couple upcoming races while we before we bring him in here, because we want to talk about these quickly while we still have people looking at this. We have two races. Looks like tomorrow is a day off, so we have two races coming up on. Today is Friday, so two races coming up on Sunday. One is between Random Effect and King Doll. I believe that is still a bracket flag set, just like this one. So if you want to see one of the last races in that flag set, I think that's the last day we can get those races on the schedule, unless there's some proof that I don't know about. And then we have Dig Shake versus F. Coughlin. I think that is under the E8 flag set. I believe that's an upper bracket matchup. So probably round 4 of the upper bracket, if I'm correct. Dig Shake is in chat, so he can probably confirm if that is true. But that would be an E8 flag set. That one is at 10 o'clock on Sunday night. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. That's going to be one of those really difficult flag sets coming up that night, whereas the bracket flag set, like the one tonight, is at 5 o'clock on Sunday night. So keep your eyes peeled for both of those.
And that's their game 2 for their matchup. Dig Shake and Fred have already had one match.
That's right. So they're already going to be going into their second game and potential 3-game matchups. So we'll look forward to that. Meanwhile, eatmysteel is with us now in the commentary booth. GG.
Howdy.
So what were your thoughts on that seed in general tonight? Was easy seed, hard seed?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty easy seed. Once I saw that everything was first quest, I was like, yeah, he's probably going to be smoking pretty fast through this one. So I felt I did pretty good all in all. You know, I found everything relatively easily, except 8, of course, was last place. I looked for that, and I realized as I was passing the spot that 8 was, I was like heading in the opposite direction. I had the recorder, and I was like, oh, I could have checked that spot. Probably nothing there. I'll just go find everything else. And yeah, I needed to go there.
The level I treated that way was 6. I had the recorder and I'm like, there's that lake, but there's all the rest of the overworld. So 6 was my last thing, but it just had silver, so whatever. I had the wand relatively early.
Yeah, I actually found 6 really early, and I dipped in there, got the silvers out, and bolted. And then that was one of the last ones I came back to after I found 8, or before I found it. I think after I found 8, I went back to 6. But no, I mean, yeah, I felt I did pretty good. I wasn't expecting to really win, but no, I was I only had 3 deaths, so I'm kind of happy with that.
So yeah,
Sounds
you
like
did
well.
Yeah, you did very well. And like I said in the SRL channel, we were kind of talking a little bit about you because you are a fairly newer runner on the Zelda 1 rando scene. I mentioned that I actually commentated the first race we saw you racing in for the Zelda 1 weeklies, I remember. And I think it was that one you came in 4th, or was it 6th place or something like that?
Yeah, it was a 4th, I think 8 Gen 1. It was like a second quest dungeon heart shuffle. Yeah, it was pretty convoluted. I seemed to do better in like the trickier convoluted.
Yeah, some runners are more attuned to the ones where you have to be thorough and cover everything, and some runners are more attuned to just doing the seed fast. It really does come down to a runner's preference as to what kind of seeds are the better seeds for them to run. So And in the case of this seed, we actually did have to do some research on this because I didn't know. To give you an idea of how quick this seed went tonight for Thirwolf, I don't want to say world records, that's not true. The tournament record for this flag set was Karakarn versus Sausage Link, and Karakarn won with a 101.04 under this flag set. And just going back to the SRL channel, Thirwolf's time was a 103.43, so he was within 3 minutes of the fastest time of the tournament in this flag set. And we've had a large number of races in this flag set, so that is super impressive. Not much you could have done tonight to top that.
Yeah, no, that's why I said I especially ones I saw that was like first quest. I mean, yeah, it was mirror, and I'm actually pretty decent with the mirror stuff. I thought that was pretty, the only slight thing that kind of broke my way in a weird way. But I'm not a good vanilla runner at all, and and I don't have a lot of experience doing that, especially. And I think when you have like first quest dungeons like this, and kind of an open seed that anybody that's done either ton of rando or vanilla has a great huge edge on something like this kind of a seed. Where for me it's better if I've got something that's blocking my opponent a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not a vanilla guy, but I have raced this game apparently 652 times now.
In randomizer form, I assume.
Oh yeah, I'm rando all the way.
So any last thoughts from either of you before we start to wrap up here?
Thanks for the race, and thanks for the comms, restream, all that fun stuff, tracking.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a really fun time in this tournament. I got way farther than I could have ever expected to get, and I really would have kind of felt bad if I did win this one somehow. That just wouldn't really feel right for someone like me to beat someone like Thirwolf and Vance. That just didn't really sit well with me. So,
well, if you did that, you'd have to win the whole tournament at that point. So.
But yeah, I mean, I just from playing this, I've just gotten way better by leaps and bounds, even from like my first couple matches that I played. So I mean, it was good fun. I just had a blast.
One thing I can say myself, this is not the first race. I don't think this is the first race I've commentated for you in this tournament. And based on how you performed, you could have easily been one of the favorites in this tournament, in my opinion. There are obviously some big names out there. It might not feel right to you, but any runner can beat anyone on any day if they put out a good performance. And we almost lost Saver in one of the races in this. I think it was the previous round, but it was at least in this lower bracket. We almost lost him in one of these races. He won a race by 3 minutes on the 2-hour point.
Yeah, so, Elendar right there.
Yeah, Elendar almost took him down. And it was a really impressive performance by Elendar to almost do that. It just didn't work out, unfortunately, that day. So, but we almost lost Saver in that race. So anyone can fall on any day, and if Thirwolf had trouble with the seat, it would have been yours, and there would have been nothing wrong with that. So you are definitely one of those runners who could have been getting to these final rounds, in my opinion. So nothing to be ashamed of. In any case, one more question for Thirwolf, then we'll start wrapping up here. Your next opponent in the E8 flags is Unos. Any words for him?
Hi, Unos. How's it going?
Looking forward to that match?
Yeah, it should be a fun one. I think it'll be a good time had by all.
I think that is a very accurate description of this randomizer in general sometimes. So, with that said, look forward to seeing the race in the next round, and good luck in that race.
Thanks. Y'all have a good night.
You have a good night as well, and thank you again, eatmysteel, for running, and good luck in your future races and tournament play as well. Like I said, you are one of our upcoming stars here, and I think you are going to be fearsome within the next year or so. So good luck in your future events as well.
Thank you.
So with that said, let's just cover a couple other things on the speed gaming schedule here very quickly, and then we will wrap up. I think we're done on this challenge tonight. I'm just going to confirm that here, but I do see there was a Super Metroid Weekly race going on. It was randomized. That might be over by now. Azure Dreams is taking place. That's supposed to go till about 2 a.m., so that may still be going on, depending on how that seed got rolled. I think that's a randomizer as well. And that is everything on the schedule for tonight. Tomorrow morning, we have some Link to the Past Randomizer spoiler log activity going on, some spoiler log races. In fact, that starts today at 1 p.m. between Weighty Words and Gordo, and it looks like that is a double header. There's some Donkey Kong Country 3 going on, some Final Fantasy 1 spring randomizer tournament going on. This is not the Highlander tournament. This is a regular spring tournament going on. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. Super Meat Boy, it looks like they're having a relay race tomorrow on the main channel where we are right now. Some Link to the Past Randomizer League, Super Metroid Prodigy Tournament, all sorts of events going on tomorrow. Make sure to go to speedgaming.org/schedule. If you're watching on YouTube or in the Twitch chat, you can just type !schedule, get that link, and you'll be able to follow all those events going on tomorrow here as well. Again, we have a day off in this tournament tomorrow, so these are other events that you can check out tomorrow, and make sure you come back on Sunday, whether it's on Randomania or Randomania 2 through 4 or Speed Gaming 2 through 6, and check out those 2 races and maybe other ones if there are any that are scheduled for Sunday night as well. Any last thoughts from you, Jake, this ain't before we close up shop?
No, well, good night, everybody.
And with that said, we want to thank you as well, chat. You're not just as important. You are just as important as anyone else here. Feasel just put a note in chat as well that I'm going to call out here. ESA Marathon running all night starting at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. So apparently there is an all-night marathon. I don't know the details of that. I'll let him post more information on that in the live chat. But keep an eye out for that. That is starting at 3 a.m. Apparently it's in 5 languages. So you can... he just put the ESA link in chat. If you are interested in any of our foreign language channels, that will be running on all the foreign language channels, it looks like, tonight. So keep an eye out for that overnight if you are watching live. That will be going on. So with that said, again, everyone have a wonderful evening. Make sure you follow our tracker, who was Elendar. Make sure you follow my co-commentator, Jiggly Saint. And if you want to follow me, I've just started streaming myself. I'm Cyclone or Cyclone GU. And I'd love to see you as well when I do something. So most importantly, though, make sure you follow our runners. I'll get their links in chat one more time here. They are Thirwolf and eatmysteel1. I think both of them exactly as you see them on the screen. Twitch.tv/Thirwolf, Twitch.tv/eatmysteel1. Make sure you give them a follow. They're both fantastic runners, as you just saw tonight. I'm sure they'd love to see at their streams as well. For everyone here, I want to thank you again for watching. Have yourself a great night and enjoy all the events going on tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.